It's mind blowing. Okay, one last question. Let's clear this up for people. So Charles was on a life sentence. Why is he free?
And so after, I think it was 5 efforts of Charles to represent himself pro se without a lawyer to continue to fight his conviction over the course of the years, eventually Derek House was released from prison. And
Derek House is the shooter, the convicted shooter.
Right. One of the shooters was never charged because they never had any evidence against him outside of Charles's statement, and Charles refused to testify because Charles didn't see anything. So they had no evidence against him, so he was never charged. The other guy who was charged as a co-defendant was Derek House, who also claimed that he was beaten up right away as soon as it happened, that he was beaten up and forced to give a statement about what happened. He was ultimately released from prison, and Charles was still in. So the guy who had actually done this horrible quadruple murder, supposedly, had been released while Charles was not. And so the public defender picked up Charles's case. And one of the things that happened that was so telling is that they went to Charles after the public defender picked up the case, and they offered to dismiss 3 of the murder charges against him if he would plead guilty to one of the murder charges, and they would allow him to go home right away. And he said no.
Wait. Why would the state's attorney do that? Why would you make a deal? In whose justice interest is that deal other than covering politically for the state's attorney's office and the cops?
It is a shocking
what justice is that?
It is a shocking abdication of prosecutorial responsibility because it is a clear indication of what every legal professional who has reviewed this case knows, that Charles Green is not guilty. He's innocent of this crime. There is literally no credible evidence against Charles. The only evidence was a statement of a 16-year-old kid taken with no lawyer and no parent, who said in front of a grand jury, I'm testifying because I just want to go home. Because they had said, if you make this statement, you will get to go home. And instead, they charged him with murder because they wanted to use the charges to compel him to testify. They held the charges over his head, and they said, if you testify, they offered to him in the trial court. His attorneys, it was amazing. They said, the prosecutors went to him and said, if you testify, we will dismiss your charges. Literally, you will walk away from this murder case if you testify. And Charles said, no, I didn't see anything. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I'm innocent of everything, and I'm not going to testify and say a bunch of stuff that isn't true. There was a belief that the justice system would actually work and that he would be found not guilty. He was convicted by a judge who made a terrible decision.